Guys, yesterday was a bad day for the WNBA media. A sad day for the WNBA media. Getting cooked left, right, up, down. Damn! They came out from yesterday looking even more worse and pathetic than they already look. Andy Kospel getting called out by Venom. Actually, it's not a must-read unless you think Cece is a spoiled diva that abuses her power to bend the WNBA rules at her will. Knew if Annie shared anything Caitlin Clark related, there'd be something in here tainting her image. Damn! Anything about how Caitlin Clark gets officiated, clearly none of that applies to her because she doesn't get any of the calls going in her way, offensively or defensively. She gets technical fouls for slapping stanchion signs. She gets technical fouls for clapping. So everything that this article said about star players trying to bend the WNBA to their will, Paige Bueckers, she got a technical foul for clapping. They rescinded the Wiggers to, sorry, I had to laugh at that. But Paige Bueckers, she got her technical foul rescinded for clapping. And then Diana Taurasi, she came out in a press conference saying, well, mine is definitely getting rescinded, so I'm good. I'll be playing next game. And the technical foul that they gave Diana Taurasi, that was rescinded. Sorry, but two white players riling up a predominantly white crowd to harass a group of black women is a bad look. Bad look for the Fever. This was ugly in ways I hesitate to articulate. I'm in a Discord with someone who likened it to a Klan rally, and while that's hyperbole, it also isn't. But hey, Cunningham has her podcast fodder for the week.
Welcome back to WNBA Trends. What happened over the last 24 hours just exposed something the WNBA media doesn't want you to see. A major sports publication ran a story claiming one specific rookie is manipulating referees to get special treatment. Sounds like a smoking gun, right? Except when you actually look at the game footage and the stats, the entire narrative collapses instantly. This is exactly what happens when gatekeepers try to control a conversation they no longer have a monopoly on. Here's what actually happened. A credentialed reporter published a piece suggesting that the league's biggest star is using her influence to bend officiating in her favor. The target was obvious. Caitlin Clark, and the implication was serious, that she's essentially gaming the system at will, that she's the reason officials are making certain calls, that her star power has made her untouchable at the whistle. But the moment independent creators pulled the actual technical fouls from the first half of this season, the story fell apart completely. Not because the reporter lacked access, but because the reporter lacked evidence. Clark doesn't get favorable calls. She doesn't get that superstar treatment everyone assumes comes with being the league's biggest draw. She gets a technical for slapping a stanchion in May. She gets a technical for clapping her hands during a dead ball situation. Emotional display, minimal contact, and the flag comes down every single time. Meanwhile, established veterans like Paige Bueckers and Diana Taurasi got those exact same technicals rescinded on review when they committed identical infractions. Bueckers got hers overturned for clapping. Taurasi went to a press conference and literally said her technical was getting rescinded. She knew it, the league knew it, and the process worked smoothly for her. Let that contrast sink in. The player generating over 2 million viewers per game, the rookie bringing unprecedented mainstream attention to the league, bringing it to mainstream cable news and driving merchandise sales higher than ever, is being disciplined more harshly than the veterans for identical conduct. Not more harshly sometimes, more harshly consistently. That's not refereeing. That's a system. And the media's job is supposed to call that out, not ignore it, not write the opposite story. That's the actual story, and when the facts came out, it made the original article look like it wasn't written by someone analyzing basketball. It looked personal. It looked like an attempt to undermine the player who changed everything about the league's economics overnight. The larger problem here is that traditional WNBA media wasn't ready for what this rookie class did to the sport. For 20 years, covering the WNBA was a protected, tight-knit circle. Reporters had close relationships with players in front offices. Coverage was collaborative. Everyone understood the unwritten rules. The beat writers were gatekeepers, and nobody challenged that arrangement because the audience was small and the coverage was specialized. If you wanted WNBA information, you needed access to those credentialed outlets. There were no alternatives, no independent analysis, no fact-checking from outside the institution, just the official narrative. Then, everything changed in one season. Suddenly, regular May and June games were pulling massive television ratings. Charter flights became necessary because the league could actually sustain that investment. Franchise valuations jumped 7 figures overnight just because of demographic shifts. The entire league transformed from a niche assignment into a major sports property with national attention on prime-time networks, and the traditional media wasn't equipped for what comes next. What comes next is the same thing that happened to every other major sport. In the NBA and NFL, aggressive fact-checking and ruthless scrutiny are the baseline. Sports media exists in a hostile relationship with the subject matter. Every take gets questioned. Every narrative gets challenged. Reporters build careers on breaking stories and exposing problems, not protecting relationships. But WNBA reporters were operating under completely different assumptions for their entire careers. Their whole professional identity was built on access and relationship building in a protected ecosystem. They were stakeholders in the league's success, not independent observers.